What up, fight fans? It's your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. Bop, bop. You know what it is. And this is the Two Hands Up show. Okay, everybody, now in the wake of the aftermath of the Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz saga, part one, there were a lot of things everybody was talking about. Basically, the shock that Anthony Joshua went down due to, he was a big favorite to clean him up. But I think everybody was ignoring a few other key things that I paid attention to recently after watching the fight 5 times. Now, what I noticed is, after the first round when Anthony Joshua came back, he seemed completely drained. He was sucking a lot of air, put his arms on the ropes. He started asking Rob McCracken, what do you think Andy Ruiz is going to do next? Rob McCracken specifically told Anthony Joshua, stick behind the 1-2 with the left, follow with the right jab, keep him on the long end of it, and keep sticking him with that hard jab. Because like AJ said, a good jab would take you around the world. You know what I'm saying? And continues to make you very successful. And him having all of that range and reach, he was successful on the outside when he started warming up in the rounds 2 and 3. Now, listen, when it got to the end of the second round, and this is solely about, the corner. When it got to the second round, the sucker went again. Asked him, what he feel he was going to do, and asked him what he wanted to do. Joshua didn't follow up. He didn't 1-2 with the jab, and then he didn't come with the right. He just wouldn't do it. And he just continued to ask Rob McCracken, like, what does he think Andy's going to do when he comes out? You know what I'm saying? And he said, and Rob McCracken told him, don't fire off the hook. It is entirely too early. He was emphasizing on AJ not looking for the big shot, considering Andy Ruiz, is deadly on the inside, and his best blow is that short left hook. And you see how Andy Ruiz was shooting it. He was shooting it behind the ear, knocking off his equilibrium. Andy, when it got to the third round, I completely, figured out at the end of the third round that Anthony Joshua didn't know what was going on inside of the ring. And, he asked Rob McCracken something, and I couldn't necessarily hear what he was trying to say in the third round. And I kept trying to play it back and hear it, but something wasn't right with him the whole time. And I believe it was along the lines of something wasn't right with him. He couldn't, figure it out. Now, people have been bringing to my attention that Anthony Joshua had a concussion before he got in the ring, and he had some eye swelling, and the way he walked in the ring wasn't right. And that's the reason why his father was pissed. Now, I am keen to the fact that I truly think that something was really off with Anthony Joshua that night. And I really don't think that he trained for Andy Ruiz. I've never seen Anthony Joshua not have his homework done on his opponents. So whatever it was that was bothering him, it was real, it was getting to him, and the more, he tried to claw back after he got the knockdown, he got bounced off the canvas. Twice he got out, he still didn't know what was going on in the ring. He still didn't know how to gauge Andy Ruiz, and he came out flat in the fourth. But he started picking it up in the fifth, and he started landing real good jabs in the fifth and sixth round. Had Andy gassed, started hitting him with good shots in the body and everything, but something just wasn't there that he just couldn't get back. It was kind of like a standoff, like the whole fourth round. You know what I mean? They really didn't get too much work done. But Anthony Joshua started getting back, started getting him on the long end of the jab, but he just wouldn't double up, and he wouldn't listen to Rob McCracken's teaching. But if you really go back and listen to what Rob McCracken was telling him, he was saying the right things. He gave Anthony Joshua the perfect game plan to go out and be successful, to outpoint him, hurt him with the heavy jab, and then, successfully land a knockout with, a very, a good flush uppercut. And that's one thing that I saw that Anthony Joshua ignored. He definitely ignored his uppercut that night, especially with Andy Ruiz being an inside fighter and having to make his bones being a smaller guy. I figured Josh was going to flourish, especially using that, considering that's like the strongest 1-2 combination he has in the repertoire. That uppercut, that uppercut hook combination, like he caught him with in the third. Now, I thought he was going to continue to use that if Andy was going to go inside. But when you look at the tape, and when Anthony Joshua looks at the tape, he'll go back and see how easy it is for him to beat him next fight, because I actually saw how easy it was. I don't think Rob McCracken needs to be a change in trainer. I just think he needs to add an extra piece. beast. You know what I'm saying? A guy that's going to add fluid movement, that's going to focus on his endurance, and is going to focus on his stamina. And I truly believe that Anthony Joshua needs to go up in Big Bear, or he needs to go up in the freaking mountains, or over where he's at, Swiss Alps, wherever, and just train at high altitude, do long 12 rounds. Do long 12 rounds with shorter, smaller guys with a lot of footwork and a lot of movement, and literally spar 12 rounds at a time. Light spars 12 rounds at a time. A lot of footwork, a lot of movement around the ring, and get his stamina all the way up and knock off 20 pounds and come in around 230. And due to the fact that, you know, I don't think he really knew his opposition and he trained for it, and he did way more media than I ever seen him do. It was just a lot of things Anthony Joshua was seeing that I never seen him do. And I felt as though he was disconnected because he had to move around and do so much media and so much interacting, you know what I'm saying, with the media due to the fact that it was American debut and everybody wants a piece of Anthony Joshua. Let's be honest. Now, continuing on, yeah, man, Anthony Joshua could really make light work of Andy Ruiz next go round if he does just the simple things that I'm telling him. And I'm telling you, once he watched that tape, it's going to be clear, crystal fucking clear, how easy he could beat Andy Ruiz. Now, this is an assault against Andy Ruiz. I told y'all, I fuck with Andy Ruiz heavy. I've been telling y'all since the beginning that he ain't no slouch, he ain't no chump, and he could fight his ass off. But this is just a video that's just pointing out the fact that what was going on was Anthony Joshua's in the ring, and me hearing about the concussion, and also me hearing the commentary corner to corner. Considering that I've seen all of the training Andy Ruiz had to go through, considering he trained for basically 15 weeks and only had 1 week off. If y'all saw at the end of the 5th round, Andy Ruiz was out of gas because he shoots a lot of punches. You know what I'm saying? If Anthony Joshua goes to that deadly freaking long arm jab straight to the body, touch him up upstairs, you know what I mean? I said it was going to be a 7th and 9th round stoppage for Anthony Joshua. I said he was going to have to surgically pick him apart from the outside and then strategically go on the inside and look for his shot. But do it, you know what I'm saying, patient and do it smart. I just think he immaturely shot his load. Pause in the 3rd round, and that's what did him in. A couple of places where he missed, if he would have zigged instead of zagged, you know what I'm saying, he would have got Andy Ruiz up out of here, and Andy Ruiz would be on the other end of the knockout, not Anthony Joshua. So, you know, all of the tools are there to beat him. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, go back and listen to the commentary at the end of the rounds. Anthony Joshua didn't know what to do or what to do with him, man. And that's just because the preparation wasn't there. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying, necessarily ready. Now, there's a million different theories of what's going on. Some people say it's a fix. Some people say it's this and say it's that. I say it was a good fight. And, you know what I mean, the better man on the evening won that night. And Andy Ruiz is a hell of a guy. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm extremely happy for him. But, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, I'm looking for, you know, this Anthony Joshua to come back because, man, he going to be deadly when he come back. And like I said, when he watched that tape, because it's his first loss, he's going to mull over it and go over it and over it and over it again. And I'm telling you, he's going to come back strategic. It's going to be in fucking the UK, and he's going to blast him, man, because it's all there for him. And he definitely is an easy touch, you know what I'm saying? But he's still a great fighter. Man, that's all I got for y'all today. As we always say before we close this joint out, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. Like I said, I don't know what was going on, but I really think you guys need to go back and watch the fight and listen to Rob McCracken, what he was telling you, and listen very closely to what Anthony Joshua was saying back, and then you will see the error and what happened in that evening. And I'm already hip to something happened prior to the fight when he got in because of what he was saying in the corner. I never heard AJ have to second guess what his opponent was doing or whatever. All he needed to do was just go out and execute and listen to his coach, and he just didn't do that. But all in all, great fight, great night. A healthy Anthony Joshua is a very deadly Anthony Joshua. A healthy Andy Ruiz is a very deadly Andy Ruiz. But man, I mean, this guy's built like Adonis and he has all the freaking tools in the shed. And then just to see him with his arm down low and his arm, you know what I'm saying, with his left up to his chin and he could shoot the jab low. I, you know what I'm saying, knew Anthony Joshua was quick, but I didn't know he had all that finesse in his game. So, you know what I mean, he might, you know what I mean, come back and show you a different style. Because the head movement is there, the footwork is there, the ring generalship is actually there. I'm telling you, Anthony Joshua has a lot of intangibles that people don't see. He has incredible footwork, he has incredible movement, and I think once he exercises and emphasizes on that more this go round, man, and he stays on the outside, works the mid-range, then shoots that fucking uppercut hook, pop, 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 pop. You know what it is. Respect though.